everyone. Happy Sunday. So I'm going to do something different for Vlogmas this month. I'm going to do something called Sunday Sessions. I thought, why not? I have all this experience. I have all these amazing friends. We'll see if I keep it up. But basically, Sunday Sessions is a place where I'm going to be sharing with you lessons and behind the scenes and kind of the story of how people who are successful or happy in general become that way. And I was really inspired this morning. I was listening to a podcast on NPR. I don't know if you guys are NPR listeners, but I subscribe to a lot of their podcasts. And it was this really great podcast where they were interviewing the CEO or the former CEO of Zappos, the late Tony, I think it's his last name, I can't pronounce it. It's Hesse, or I can't pronounce his last name, but he recently passed away in a house fire. And his story was so good because it ties into something that I've shared about my own story quite a few times. And it's this idea of living your life on your terms and really understanding that you need to stop trying to please people with your life. And this is going to make a lot more sense in a moment. But basically, the former CEO of Zappos, Tony, he actually had a startup like 3 years out of college. It was called Link Exchange. And just a couple of years in, he sold, or actually before he sold his company, Link Exchange, to Microsoft for $265 million, he left the company. He could have actually made a lot more money if he would have stayed because he wasn't fully vested. He needed to stay with Microsoft for 2 more years after the sale, and he just didn't want to stay. And I can't remember the exact quote, but it's really what ties to this topic today. It was that he was waking up in the morning dreading going to work. A job he created, a company he created because the culture was bad, because he just wasn't happy and he was spending too much time pleasing other people. And that's really what I want to talk to you about, because here's the quick and dirty of what happened to our friend Tony here, who recently passed away, unfortunately. But he retired early from being the CEO of Zappos. And Zappos today is worth $2 billion. So I think he probably left for a good reason. And Zappos is known for their customer service, for their company culture, and for happy employees. So whether you are someone who is dreading tomorrow being Monday, it's Sunday. Do you work for someone else? I would love to know in the comments. Do you work for someone else, or are you working for yourself? This is going to pertain to you because I've seen it in both ways. Now, I'm going to tell you my personal story from when I became an entrepreneur, and it really ties into this idea of working for someone else. I have anxiety. I do. I'm an anxious person, and I've actually been hospitalized with panic attacks. It's been years. I think the last time I had a panic attack was probably over a year ago, and the last time I was hospitalized was in college, thank God. And I'm not going to tell you how long that was ago because I will show my age, but it was a long time ago. And I've always struggled with anxiety, but it was really bad when I was working for my last, well, not even, it was the company before the last, right? It was like one of the last straws before I became an entrepreneur. I was working for this small home builder in Colorado, and I had anxiety every single Sunday. I had that dread. And if you know what I'm talking about, let me know if you've ever felt the dread. It's just this feeling like, I don't want to go to work. It's going to be horrible. The boss is such a pain, or my manager sucks, or the people I work with suck, and nobody cares about me. And the work is unfulfilling and I feel stuck. Like, what am I going to do? And you have this fear, this constant fear of leaving, because fear of the unknown is actually a trigger for anxiety. Anxiety is based not on the past. Depression is about the past. Anxiety is about the future, the unknown. And so if you've ever felt that anxiety, it's because you have this unknown fear of what happens. There's a lot of unknown if you leave a job, especially right now in a pandemic. I get it. So I had this fear. I was in my 20s. I think I was about 25 26. I was probably 26 because I was with my husband, my then boyfriend, now husband at the time. And 26, 27, I was working for this company, having these days where it was horrible. And I knew for over a year it was horrible. And I knew for over a year that I should leave and was afraid. I was afraid to even look because the unknown. And then one day, and I was getting sick. I mean, this anxiety was bad. It wasn't just panic attacks. I was literally making myself sick from the anxiety, that feeling of, oh, I just really don't want to go to work. And my then boyfriend, now husband, was living in Denver. I was living in Colorado Springs. It's about an hour away from each other, for those of you who are not familiar with the state of Colorado. And he had said, why don't you come live with me? And I, of course, was like, heck yeah, man. I was looking for an excuse to leave Colorado Springs anyways. I had lived there for 16 years. It was kind of done. Plus, my boyfriend and I had been together for 2 years at this point, and we were ready for that next step. So he asked me to come live with him in his place up in Denver. And this was kind of that opportunity. It was almost like it was the action step I needed to make me feel more comfortable about taking that next step. Because I knew that there's something about someone who's got your back, and not everyone has that. And I knew he had my back. So I started looking for a job, and within a month, not even a month, I think it took 2 weeks, I found a job that paid 3 times as much. And it was in Denver. And I remember walking into my boss's office and giving him my 2 weeks notice. And he was stunned. He was stunned. He actually thought that I was happy working where I wasn't making hardly any money. I was being abused in so many ways I could go into detail. It was so toxic at this place, so toxic. So I left, and then I went and worked for this other company for 2 years, and then I started my own business. And thank God I started my own business, because that was really the stepping stone to, I love Mondays. As my girl Evie said, I love Mondays. And that's because she and I we know the secret. Create your own destiny, create your own life. But here's something that I want to share with you for those of you who are entrepreneurs or people who own your own business. You can have that dread too. Do you have a client that you just hate talking to them, or as soon as you just know it's coming, they're gonna nitpick on you, or that something's about to happen, the shoe is about to drop, and you're constantly in this stressful situation, this anxious situation. And a lot of that is because you are trying to live your life for other people. Stop trying to live your life for other people. That's really the key takeaway. What I mean by that is stop trying to please your parents. Stop trying to please your, the world of people who don't even know you, trying to always impress. Stop, with like the pretty watch or the new clothes or whatever. Stop trying to please your friends and trying to keep up with what they're doing. Okay? Stop it. Because you are hurting yourself. You are hurting your chances at happiness by constantly trying to please other people. And it's your life. You get one. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's next. It's Sunday. Maybe you're doing the church thing. You believe in God? Cool, man. Maybe you're going to heaven. Maybe you believe in reincarnation. All I know for a fact is we got this life right now. We here. So what are you going to do with it? I know so many people who go in and get their degrees based off what their parents want. They will stay I have a friend right now, I'm not going to name names, but I got a friend right now who is in a job that is killing this person. Like, they hate it. They hate it. It is miserable for them. And they will not leave because their in-laws said it wasn't a good idea. Oh, please. Come on. My in-laws have no say in my career, none whatsoever. The only person that I consult when I make big decisions is my husband, because we are a partnership. But I'll tell you one thing, if my husband was miserable in his job, I would, without a doubt, I'd be like, leave it. And he would do the same, because we understand, and the lucky people understand. It's not about pleasing other people. It's about making the best life for yourself. Are you happy? Do you like the company you work for? Do you like the boss you have? Do you like running your business? So I'm going to tell you specifically, talking about this idea of running a business, is that so many entrepreneurs and business owners, especially the newbies who are just starting off or like within the first 5 years of business, you allow your clients to be your boss. And it's a hard mind shift to take, right? You've gone from having a boss and having that structure, and now you're letting your clients be your boss. You are letting them treat you like an employee, and that is why you have anxiety. That is why you don't want to work with that client. You are the owner of your life. You are the owner of your business. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, own it. Set your own schedule. Set the expectations with your clients from the get-go, what you expect from them, because it is a benefit to them to work with you, not the other way around. You can find money elsewhere. I want you to remember that. Never be so desperate that you're willing to work with some asshole, okay? You need to make sure you are running your business as if you are a boss, because baby, you are the CEO of your life, of your company. And if you allow other people, if you allow your clients to run you, you will feel exactly the way you felt when you worked for another company. Set your limits ahead of time. I'm gonna tell you a couple of things that I do. So I set my limits right away. First of all, contracts on everything. Contracts for everyone. All my clients have to sign a contract. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. You're signing a contract. I have a proposal that goes out before that to make sure that it is clear, crystal clear. And I got no qualms telling you, you don't get to just pick up the phone and call me. That's another thing. Everybody schedules a call with me. Even my clients cannot just pick up the phone and talk to me. I've had one person in the 10 and a half years that I've owned my business, one person ever complain about that. And I told them, that's fine. I'm not for you. I don't bend my life rules for the other people. Okay? It is so important. So important. Let's see what Evie has to say. I can't stay in a job, client situation that makes me unhappy. Amen. I don't know why people do this. It might take longer or shorter, but it makes me so sick to my stomach and it's unhealthy. I get so much anger. I have to leave or I'll do something really bad. I agree. I can't be in an unhappy situation with a client, with a job. It's not worth it. If you are unhappy, stop. If at all possible. Contracts, especially with friends. That's such a good point. Nothing will ruin a friendship like a bad partnership that didn't have a contract. And it's not just about holding the other person to the contract. It's about setting expectations so everyone's on the same page. And this is especially important with friends because you can misconstrue things. You can take things out of context. So you have to be really crystal clear about what you expect with friendships, partnerships, and all those sort of things when business is involved. Because if you don't, you will ruin friendships. You will be unhappy, okay? So how many of you are out there? You don't have to admit it. I get it. Maybe you're embarrassed. I'm not. I've been there. I've done it. How many of you are living your life for other people? Maybe you always, you stuck with that job because you want your parents to approve, because they're very traditional, and that's okay. They're boomers. If you're my age, they're boomers, or maybe they're Gen X, not my age. Maybe if you're younger than me. But they have a more traditional sense of how business is. My dad still doesn't know what I do for a living. I've explained it to him. He has no freaking clue. He's like, okay, well, whatever, as long as you're making money and you're happy. Like, he doesn't care. And you will struggle as a business owner. You will. But I will guarantee you the struggle will be a lot less. You will attract better clients. You will make more money when you are working with the right people. You are setting the right expectations, and you are the boss of your business and your life. It is so important. I'm the second one watching this. Actually, you're not, because I'm live streaming to several different destinations. You're just the second one at whatever destination you're watching it from. I have quite a few people watching all over. Ryan says, are you mind reading or what? I have a lot of friends and I am an observer. I've had a lot of people mention this, like, wow, you pay attention to things. I do. I observe, I pay attention. And this is not just what's going on with my friends and contacts right now. This is something I've struggled with. It's something I've seen on both sides of that coin, being in as an employee and as a business owner. I get it. It's tough. And especially right now when we're already under so much stress, just don't live your life for someone else. Okay. I'm going to tell you, today, oh my gosh, there's so many more comments coming in. Nice to see your face. Hi. Today, my NLP coach, Stephanie Liu, is doing another NLP session with her new students, and I'm going to be assisting later today and throughout this week with that, which is really exciting. And I did my NLP neuro-linguistic programming training and certification. Gosh, Evie, when was that? Like October? September? I think it was September, a while ago. And something that I took away from that, and something that Stephanie helped me to realize that I wish to give to everyone, to the world. And I understood all this other stuff I'm sharing with you up into this point, but there's still that fear of the unknown. And Stephanie did some stuff with me through neuro-linguistic programming and timeline therapy that allowed me to feel like the impossible doesn't exist. It was such a weight off my shoulders. I remember going for a run about a week after I got my certification, after I did a session with Stephanie. I was running, I was visiting, my dad was getting an Airbnb down in Mission Bay in San Diego. And I used to like to run down there on the beach, Mission Beach. They had a really nice running path. And I was running one morning. It was like 6:30. The sun was coming up. It was beautiful. I was listening to some music and I was just kind of going through my head. I don't know what you guys think about when you run, but I was going through my head like my goals and how I want to get there and what things I can do. And this time was different because this time I was thinking of all these things, the possibilities, and it was limitless. I was limitless. Whoops, sorry. I didn't have any feeling of anxiety or that question like imposter syndrome or that, can I do this? I had none of it. I was limitless. To this day, right now, I am limitless, and you are limitless, because once you've set your mind to clarity that this is your life, this is my goal, this is what I want, this is who I want to talk with, work with, be around, surround myself with, then the possibilities become limitless and everything else melts away. It's unbelievable. I have a question, if you don't mind. I am not doing any talk right now on ManyChat and Messenger bots. This is not that show. But if you want to check out the EU limitations, I did do a whole thing on it on the Baby Got Bot channel. So if you are a business owner, if you are an agency owner, if you work for someone else and you are feeling anxiety, if you are fearful, if you are unhappy, stop living your life for someone else. Stop being afraid of your own life and take my advice. Take the advice and the stories from other successful people in this world. Like I mentioned, Tony, former CEO of Zappos, and his story. And actually go check out, I think it was on, Guy Raz actually did the interview. Right now it's on Up First, NPR's Up First blog. They're doing a special on it. Go listen to it. It's amazing. But understand that you do not have a life to waste. You have a life to live. And I want you to be happy. So stop being miserable and take control of your life and look at a path in front of you. Set a goal, set an intention, take an action, and stop living for other people. And stop letting other people live like your life. You're setting rules for you. You are not an employee if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner. Stop living like one. Stop that mindset. And if you work for someone else and you are miserable, I mean, everyone has those days where you're just unhappy, or maybe you're going through a stressful time. That's different. But what we're talking about is when you are miserable at work. And I think so many of us have been there. Maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time. I'm just saying. Your health is so important. Your happiness is so important. It's not just important for you. It's important for the people around you. Think about your kids. Think about your spouse, your significant other, the people who are associated to you closely. When you are unhappy, they suffer. When you are happy, they thrive. You thrive, they thrive. You're positive, you spread that around like confetti and like wildfire. So that's what we want to do. Bring that light to the world. Bring your exceptional life to the world. You have a gift. I hope you open it. I hope you take care of it. I want to thank you for joining me for Sunday Sessions, a new series, maybe. We'll see. During Vlogmas, at least. So every Sunday in the month of December. This is Vlogmas Day 6. If you want to check out my other Vlogmas series on Baby Got Content, please do. YouTube.com/C, as in channel, C, /Stellar Media Marketing. And check out all the other things I have. And listen, I know it's hard with the pandemic. I get it. I've had to cut back a lot of stuff. But I also know what it's like to work with nothing. I didn't make money for the first 3 years I was in business. Talk about bootstrapping. Please. I know what it's like to work your ass off to get to what you want. I'm not saying it's an easy path, okay? But if you want to be happy in this world, you got to make tough choices. And you cannot allow yourself to be stuck somewhere you're unhappy. Don't make yourself stuck. You are never stuck. There is always a way out. So that's the end of that. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll catch you tomorrow. Vlogmas is every single day. And yeah, have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy some time for yourself. And don't stress about tomorrow.